Hi, my name is Jay. Your name is?
Edna.
Edna. Edna, we're up here on Mount Helix in La Mesa, California today, and we're out asking the big question of people. What do you think happens after you die? Your eyes go closed, and what happens next? Something or nothing? And if you do believe in something, what is that something for you?
I believe in God and Jesus Christ, so if I die, I'll go to heaven, I'll go to see my Lord. And that's very exciting for me. Of course, the transition of closing the eyes, the transition of death, that's maybe it scares me a little bit because it is a known thing, but I really am looking forward to be with my Lord.
Okay. Is that something you've believed all your life since childhood, or is that something that you recently began to believe?
I was raised in a family who believed in God, not Catholic, and eventually, when I was 12 years old, that's when I had an encounter with my Lord.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So I like to hear that. We've heard some people talk about that kind of thing. What kind of encounter did you have?
Well, I realized that God exists, and that if I die, I go to heaven.
Okay.
And I've seen miracles personally in my body, in my family, in many ways, so I know that God exists.
So something you prayed about and somebody was healed, or something
Yeah, I pray for people and they heal, or people that they pray for me and something happens. So I know that God exists.
So you just didn't think it randomly happened by chance. It just, you felt it was directly related to your. Yeah, okay, okay. So before we go into the conversation any further, my wife and I, we believe in Jesus Christ also. Okay, we think that the only way that you're going to get to heaven is through Jesus Christ.
Right.
And no other way there but that way. And that, what I like to ask people that believe is, what makes you so certain in that belief? What is it that makes you certain? I mean, there's a lot of things out there that people talk about. You know, if you're on the internet and you see all these things that are out there and people say this and they say that, what makes you lean that direction and not take one of those other courses? Because even the belief in Jesus Christ, there's a lot of people that believe different things about that. Why are you so certain?
I don't know how to explain it, but it's a conviction.
Conviction?
And I just know that I know.
You just know that you know? Okay.
It's
So
inside here, more than mentally or reasoning is more, I know that it's true.
Okay.
And the basis is the Bible.
The Bible? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you're a strong believer in the Bible then, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've had a lot of people who've talked to kind of believe that Bible is a book of fairy tales. Why are you so convinced that the Bible is true?
There's scientific data that the Bible, that book is that book, and it's true. There are historic events confirmed by scientific data. And I don't know much of the details, I mean by memory, but I've read it, and I know that even on the scientific world, people, if they are willing to search what the Bible is, you'll find that they find the truth about the Bible through the scientific data. So
Okay.
that's what I think.
So what do you do each and every day of your life to stay close to the Lord and stay strong in your conviction for the Lord? What are the kind of things that you do each day to help you stay close to God?
And it certainly has to be daily.
Okay.
Is pray, just communicate with God, talk to God, read the Bible, meditate on the Bible, and keep in contact with people with the same beliefs as I am.
Yeah. Okay. So you just surround yourself with believers to help you just learn more about Him, and then you share that belief with others as well. Does everybody in your family believe in the Lord?
Yes, my whole family, my parents and my sisters.
Oh, great. That's wonderful to hear. So you guys live here in San Diego?
Yes.
Okay, how long have you been in San Diego?
Maybe 28 years.
Okay, okay. I want to tell you a little testimony in our lives that that's one of the things that biblically we're supposed to be doing, is telling people about the testimony in our lives, how we feel God's work in our lives, right? And do you remember the 2007 wildfires
Yes.
that happened here in San Diego?
Right.
So there was fires just all over the place around here. That year we had an event happen to us that we believed in Jesus before the event happened, but when it happened, it even brought us closer to Him. We had a trial happen to us, and what I tell people is a trial will do one of two things to you: either draw you closer to the Lord, or you'll run away from the Lord. In 2007, we lost our only son in a car accident. Our only son. Now we've got a daughter. We had a 26-year-old daughter, but that's what happened. But how we lost him was the event itself was something that really was unusual. It wasn't something that you hear about every day. Right after the fires, about a week after the fires, roughly, my son got in a car accident, and his car, how it happened was, he just graduated from high school. He went to Steel Canyon High School over here, and we're at Steel Canyon High School. He was an AP Calculus student. He was a cross-country runner since the age of 8. He ran about 40 miles a week on average. Real good shape, real smart kid. He just bought a used car. It was an Acura Integra, and he was running late to his cross-country running class when the accident occurred. He was in the middle of a day. It was a dry road day, just like this, and just after 12 in the afternoon, he was speeding up this 94 West freeway right here. See where that bridge is down there? Just past that bridge, there's College Grove Shopping Center. You know where that is? Okay. On the right side of the freeway there, on the same side as College Grove, there's a house with a very large white cross painted on the roof. And that white cross on that roof was there many years before my son's accident. He was speeding up the freeway in his cross-country shorts, his brand new running shoes he just got the night before from a shoe company that was sponsoring him to test the shoes out. So he was all excited about running them for the first time. His t-shirt, and he was driving too fast. Well, a lot of times 18-year-old teenagers, they get behind a wheel and they go. So he was going up the fast lane about close to 90 miles an hour, and we think something failed in his car, and he lost his life right there in the backyard of that house. This is his skid marks right here, and they're dead center on the cross. There used to be a tree here. He hit the tree, split his car in half, ripped him out of the seatbelt, and he landed in the backyard of this house. He was on his back, directly positioned looking up at the cross. Parts of his car went completely around the cross and the roof. We actually have news video coverage of the accident in our website, with the owner of the house on top of the roof picking up parts of my son's car around the cross. So that was a trial in our life. Like I said, we lost our only son. But the question is, as believers, did my son accept Jesus Christ in his life and get his sins forgiven before his life ended? Because as believers, you have to do that before you die, not after you die. And we think he did accept Christ, but we knew him on the outside, the Lord knew him inside, right? And so what I tell people is just really check yourself in that belief. Do you really trust him that, or is that something you just kind of talk about, but it's not really inside? Okay, but so we pray we get to see him someday, and between now and then, we just live in our life and trying to bring people the Lord best we can each day, and letting the Lord do his work in the people we talk to. But another thing happened after this accident. My son, like I said, he was a cross-country runner. His best friend, his name is Adrian, was still in high school. And right after the accident, they had the San Diego Cross Country Championships for all the high schools. They have it's a once-a-year event, and they had it down in Morley Field. And his team, they all wore headbands saying my son's name and the day he lost his life, and they ran that way during the race. The entire team won the race that day, and my son's best friend won the entire race. So we go, well, you know, why did my son die? Well, one of the things we know did happen during the funeral. My son's best friend accepted Christ. But you know, it's one of those things. You just you don't know the whys, and maybe we'll hear the whys someday. But until then, that's what happened. But his son's best. We still have contact with my son's best friend. He goes to Chico State University, where he got a college scholarship to go there, and actually he's due to graduate this year. So we're going to go up and see him graduate, and just a real nice time together. But the other thing that happened was my son was an organ donor. He donated his body to an organization called LifeShare. And an 18-year-old got my son's ligament in his arm. He was a baseball pitcher, and he threw out his arm. And so he had to have Tommy John surgery, and he got my son's ligament in his arm. And he wrote us a letter. This is the newspaper article. 18-year-old driver killed when car slams into a tree. That's his car. That's my son's. The day after November 7th. Yeah. And this letter here, I'll read you this letter real quick. Hi, my name is Blake. I am writing to your family to express my sincere empathy to your loss of a family member. I'm deeply sorry for your family and praying that God guide you in this time. I'm also writing to your family in great respect and gratitude for your family's decision to donate this special gift. The transplant I received and the scarring that has taken place due to surgery will serve as a reminder of your family and especially your loved one. I am greatly privileged and thankful for my opportunity, which will be powered by your loved one, as he or she has enabled me to be healthy again. I thought I would share with you a brief history of who I am and what the surgery has allowed me to do. I'm an 18-year-old boy who graduated from Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. I will be attending Santa Clara University in the fall. I am the oldest child and have one brother and two sisters. My brother is 17, my sister is 16, and my little sister is 12. Growing up a child full of energy and love for athletics, I played hockey, basketball, football, soccer, and baseball. When I got to high school, a lot of things started to change or not to go the way I had hoped for. To make a long story short, I ended up lettering in football and baseball. I had many ups and downs in football, such as losing the quarterback job to phenom Matt Barkley after being the starting quarterback my freshman and sophomore year for the freshman team and for the sophomore JV team. However, I ended up playing receiver for the varsity team my senior year and gained many life lessons along the way. In baseball my sophomore year on varsity, I hurt my arm pitching. My junior year, I did the exact same thing. After that season, I got an MRI and found out I had my ulnar collateral ligament, UCL, also known as the Tommy John ligament, was torn. I ended up playing third base for the team my senior year, however, and we had a remarkable season that again brought many ups and downs, but many life lessons as well. I am honored to let you know that the transplant your family has so generously donated has replaced my damaged elbow ligament in my arm through surgery commonly referred to as Tommy John surgery. I am currently still in stitches and in brace, and I started my rehab process that will take approximately 1 year. I have hopes to play baseball and pitch at Santa Clara University. I will redshirt my first year due to the injury and rehab, but will then resume my baseball activity in my second year there. I am again very grateful for your family and hope to fulfill my dreams of pitching out of respect for your loved one. I will never forget your family and your loved one as he or she is in a better place. I hope to keep in contact with your family, and I cannot be thankful enough for what this surgery is going to enable me to do. Thank you again, and may God bless your family. You're in my prayers and in my heart. Thank you. So, he wrote us his letter. He left his phone number there at the end of the letter. So my wife got in her cell phone and tried to call him. Didn't get him on the phone, but he got his voicemail. So she left a voicemail for him. We didn't get a call back from him for months and months. But nothing. One day, we were taking our foster youth mentee. We're foster youth mentors. We take kids from the county out that don't have parents or a home to live in, and we take them out camping, biking, that kind of thing. We've been doing that for many years. My son was very active in that when he was alive. But one day we were taking our mentee on a bike ride to Coronado. We were driving on this 94 freeway, and we lived in Hamul at the time. Driving on this 94 freeway, and we're about here on the freeway, and my wife's cell phone rings. Who do you think is calling us for the very first time and actually talking to us? Blake, the one I just read. He's calling us right in front of the house. The timing was like, we were all stunned because we were like, well, all three of us looked at each other. We couldn't believe he was calling right then. So we decided to have dinner with Blake. We invited him up to dinner up at the Carlsbad restaurant up in Oceanside. Oh, I'm sorry, Claim Dripper restaurant up in Oceanside area. And we all sat down to eat. And he brought his mom with him. And Blake started asking us a question. And he said, what kind of car did Devin pass away in? We told him it was an Acura Integra and the model and everything. He looks at us funny and he says, I drive that same car. And then we find out his mom is a CASA, which are like foster youth mentors. They take kids from the county out and they shop with them and everything. So all this stuff is hooking up. Well, we thought God was working in it, okay? Just like I think that I didn't just come up here by chance to talk to you today. I think the Lord had me up here at this time, this place, to meet you here today because he wants you in heaven. And he wants you to tell others about him also, right? That's one thing we're supposed to be doing as believers. And one thing I'll leave you with, which I found motivational to kind of get me motivated to talk to people. Picture this. What do you believe hell is? What is your belief of hell?
Place of torture.
Yeah, you're right. Now, picture a good friend of yours or a family member of yours in hell calling up to you and going, Edna, why didn't you tell me? Why did you keep it to yourself? I thought you loved me. Yet you keep it to yourself? I died yesterday and you just kept it to yourself? So I don't know, it just kind of makes you think. It makes, his life is short. Like, I mean, he certainly, my son thought he was just kind of, he was a very happy kid. He had tons of friends, just no drugs or alcohol in the system. He was clean when he died. It just occurred. Driving too fast. And I'm sure all of us at one time in our life or another, we drove too fast. Maybe not 90 miles an hour, but it was up there. And of all the people out there driving fast these days, you never know when that last time is going to be. But anyway, you got any questions for me? No?
No. Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you for taking the time. A couple of things